Kiijanangoma. And some of the stories that we're looking at that are making headlines, of course, the Environmental Protection Unit has arrested Chinese mining sand in Luwera wetland, and also we'll be looking at the anti-corruption court that has further remanded legislators facing diversion of public funds offences. Those stories and much more coming your way shortly. President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni has met and held discussions with a delegation from Huawei Technologies, Uganda, at the National Leadership Institute in Kyankwanzi. During the meeting, the Huawei team announced plans to establish a digital village prototype in Uganda. President of Huawei Sub-Saharan Africa region, Hauva Gao, informed the president that the project will demonstrate the transformative power of digital infrastructure in rural communities. Gao highlighted the benefits of the Smart Village initiative, which includes smart classrooms, learning centers, remote diagnosis, and smart PVs, that is solar, at no cost to the Ugandan government. He pointed out that the initiative aligns with Uganda's national strategy for rural development. President Museveni expressed support for the project. Soma Muchala Fuzia, the public relations manager of Huawei Technologies Uganda, informed the president that Butaleja district has been identified for the pilot study of the smart village. She emphasized the project's potential to contribute to the parish development model, PDM, by promoting digital transformation and sustainable growth through ICT. She also noted that the initiative will establish a remote diagnosis system to connect village health centers with national and regional hospitals. Fozia also outlined Huawei's one country, one network, one cloud, one
amanya gange nze Namutebi Sharon nga nkolera wano wennyini Saka Kirombe oba Makindye. Empangula gye nawanguddemu ssente mbadde nga nkozesa mobile money nga nsindika school fees w'omwana ku ssomero. Okutegeera nti mpangudde, nze mutima neegambye nti kambalinde bamale okujja ndyoke nzikirize nti mpangudde. Kyennyinza okubagamba nti si byabafere, weewaawo abafere gye bali, naye ennamba eri emu yokka, era bw'eba ekukubidde omanya eyo si yabafere. Mpulira bulungi nnyo 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 era ndi musanyufu nnyo. Naye MTN mobile money mbebaza nnyo, mwebale nnyo, mwebalire.
Together we're unstoppable.
Once upon a time, there lived identical twins who gave birth to beautiful princes and princesses.
Their mothers gave their babies' bodies a lot of care by applying on their skin with Baby Junior jelly.
Though dried their chariots and everyone would admire their glowing skin. Fun fact, Baby Junior prevents diaper rash, dry and sensitive skin.
Moms all over Africa love Baby Junior jelly. Baby Junior's the skin. No more worries anymore. Boo, 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 boo. Baby Junior.
Baby Junior.
Moving on now, 7 Chinese nationals have been arrested in Luwera wetland for illegal sand mining and dredging of Luwera wetland. In an operation mounted by the Environment Protection Unit under the National Environment Management Authority, NEMA, in Luera, 13 Sino trucks and 4 excavators were also impounded. The operation is part of the wetland restoration exercise. Susan Naunga reports.
In April 2024, NEMA halted illegal sand mining activities of 4 companies in Luera and tasked them to restore the degraded part of the wetland. The companies included Hisha Duo Company Limited, Lukaya Sand Dealers, also known as Double Q Company, and Seroma Limited, whose license had expired.
These suspects we have arrested today have been doing this work illegally. There is only one company that is still there with a license, but its license is soon expiring.
Lukaya Sand Dealers, also known as Double Q Company, after paying a fine, secretly resumed illegal sand mining instead of restoring the wetland as directed.
Ugandans should know that illegal sand mining in Rweda was halted. People shouldn't claim approvals anymore.
During the wetland restoration operation, 7 Chinese nationals from Double Q Company were arrested for illegal activities in Luera wetland. They were taken to NEMA before being handed over to police.
Arrested 7 foreign nationals in connection with illegal sand mining in Luera wetland. And files are being prepared to take these people to the courts of law.
In the same operation, 13 Sinotrucks and 4 excavators were also impounded.
Arrangement to transport these equipment to Kampala are being finalized.
In September 2016, the government of Uganda licensed 3 companies, including 2 owned by Chinese investors, to mine sand in Luera wetland. However, in 2021, the government halted the licensing of sand mining in this wetland, and all expired permits were not renewed.
To remind Ugandans that in April this year, NEMA halted all illegal sand mining activities in Luera. Today's exercise is part of the nationwide restoration operation, and like I've always been telling you, our offices, all regional offices, are now involved in restoring wetlands across the country.
Luera wetland drains directly into Lake Victoria, and any illegal and unregulated mining disrupts the ecosystem and also threatens the biodiversity. Luera wetland drains directly into Lake Victoria, and any illegal and unregulated mining disrupts the ecosystem and threatens the biodiversity. Susan Naung and Stephen Kalisha reporting for ABC TV.
Now, officials from Uganda Wildlife Education Centre, WEC, have been questioned by members of Parliament on the Committee of Statutory Authorities and State Enterprises, COSASI, why they took long to put in place a sophisticated laboratory to conduct tests that can help in multiplication of animals. While appearing before the committee, officials told the committee that WEC only has 2 rhinos which have not produced because of being in captivity and regarding each other as brothers and sisters. Take a watch.
The zoo at Entebbe, which became Uganda Wildlife Education Centre in 1994, looks after 312 animals categorized in 74 species. However, the centre has a 24-hour surveillance system to protect the animals, especially rhinos, which are highly sought for their horn. Members of the committee were, however, disappointed to hear that WEC only has 2 rhinos which have not produced. The Executive Director of WEC, Dr. James Musingozi, said they are working out a project to introduce competition among them. The chairman of the committee asked the ED whether they considered applying artificial insemination.
To see whether there is some imbalance that could be causing this as a problem, so that we can then decide to say they will not produce or they will produce. But there is a study that is going on at the moment where we study their fecal material.
Have you considered artificial insemination?
Mr. Chairman, that is the next step after discovering whether their hormonal balance is okay and they have not developed any cysts that would prevent them from producing.
Why would it take you ages to even think about that?
Need capacity, and recently we are building labs to start doing that. we hadn't gotten a chance and resources to do that. But now the labs are there, so we'll be able to do the hormonal studies. And
when did you first ask for facilitation for labs?
Officials were also questioned on why they took many years to think about having a sophisticated laboratory to carry out multiplication of animals.
A laboratory is basic if you are doing any form of science, like in this.
After the new act that gave us the mandate, we've been able to acquire funds through the World Bank Fund to establish a biobank now. We are going to be able to do chemistry analysis. We are going to be able to do culture, which we couldn't do because of the basic lab.
Huawei also developed a lion recovery strategy to help in multiplication of the lions, whose number is dwindling from national park day by day because of human-wildlife conflict. The head of lion recovery in Huawei estimates that Chidepo is left with between 15 to 10 lions.
They snare other animals, they set traps to trap other animals like the cobs, antelopes, and then the lions fall victim. So many of them have been what? Trapped. But also I think the issue was the prey, the food they eat. They depend on cobs. It's challenging in Chidepo National Park is neighboring countries like Southern Sudan. And these animals don't know the boundaries. So when they cross to the neighboring countries like Southern Sudan, where there's no order, they are killed from there.
And Queen Elizabeth, we have enclaves in there, and there's been a lot of poisoning of the lions when they go into those enclaves and eat maybe people's cattle or goats. So that is one of the issues we have.
Bukimbiri County, Eddie Kwizera, a member of the committee, was concerned about why these continue to appear before the committee as WEC, and yet Parliament, in the rationalization bills, merged it under Uganda Wildlife Authority.
Instructing institutions whose bills were passed by Parliament and whose contracts were ending by 30th June to extend by 3 months. We have a circular from Ministry of Public Service to that effect. So the board sat and put that into practice by extending our contracts.
Mr. Chairman, you see, by this time, when you are going to amend or to phase out that one, the people supposed to go should have got their packages, and they should have left before 1st July. Are you telling me that now the Ministry of Public Service have amended without telling Parliament that you can now stay when there's one who told us that you should have gone by 1st July?
I'm Navka Farida and Gloria Gwetabenji in Kampala.
State Minister for Youth and Children Affairs, Balaam Bargahara-Atenyi, has concluded his 3-day tour in Norway with a call to Ugandans living in the diaspora to always invest back home. While in Norway, Minister Balaam was in company of Major General Henry Matsko, the Joint Staff and Political Commissar from the Ministry of Defense and Veteran Affairs.
The Youth and Children Affairs Minister, Balaam Bargahara, has been on a delegated visit by the President to Norway.
To ensure your tournament is promoted.
The Norway tour was mainly about this year's Euro Cranes tournament for the year 2024.
Yes, many challenges have been shared by the team leaders and the executive committee, which I believe we shall share with the President, so that action can be taken.
He was accompanied by the Minister of Defense and Veteran Affairs, Political Commissar and Joint Staff, Major General Henry Matsko.
See what the young people in the diaspora are doing and also give them a message of encouragement and assure them that they have a future both here but also, most importantly, back home.
According to Balaam and Major General Matsko, the event has acted as a unifier for Ugandans.
I encourage this, and I want this to happen in the Middle East. I want it also to happen in the USA, where states can play without involvement of different people, politicians.
Happy that they have come together to make their presence visible, this tournament in itself.
The games were graced by Robbie Kakonge, Uganda's ambassador to Washington, D.C.
Also a joy to see that Ugandans are coming together, especially in things that are uniting. Not only are they just here, but they're here with their families, their friends. You can really see that the spirit in which they've come here rain. Even if it rains 1,000 buckets, they'll still be together.
Netherlands emerged winners, with Sweden coming in the second and Denmark in the third.
Now, Buganda Road Chief Magistrates Court has set the 12th of July 2024 to deliver its ruling in an application where former Rubaga Division RCC Anderson Burora is challenging the legality of the charges labelled against him. However, prosecution led by Richard Bidivumbuka asked court to maintain the charge sheet on grounds that defence has to indicate how defective the charges are and to prove the particular rules breached by prosecution in the charge sheet. Take a watch.
Former Rubaga Division RCC Anderson Burora has appeared before Buganda Road Chief Magistrates Court to answer charges of spreading hate speech and malicious information against the Speaker of Parliament Anita Among. During the last court sitting, Burora's legal team challenged the legalities of the charges against their client. Prosecution led by Richard Bidivumbuka asked court to maintain the charge sheet on grounds that since the offences were committed via Burora's ex, and the details are well spread on his handle, which will be brought in court as evidence.
And if it applies, then we don't have to go into the details of the contents of the ex handle. We simply have to refer to it as ex handle. Yes. We don't have to go into details. We don't have to go into details of we simply have to refer to it as it is provided for under Rule N of Section 8.
Bidivumbuka also challenged the defence for not citing any particular rules breached by prosecution and for not attacking the contents of the charge sheet before the accused took plea.
Good summary is that if the charge sheet, especially the particulars, are in respect to a document, you do not have to divulge or to go into details of that document.
Prosecution asked court to dismiss the defence's prayers, although Burora's lawyers objected to the prayers.
The more you try to summarize, is the more you distort the content. The charge sheet is legally sound with no material defects. Sound? Yeah, with no material defects to prejudice the rights of the accused person.
Magistrate Adikayiza set 12th July 2024 to deliver his ruling over this issue. The accused Anderson Burora has been further remanded. Burora is represented by lawyer David Kamukama and Philip Munabi. Deborah Namamonde, UBC News.
Now, Buganda Kingdom stands unique from other cultural institutions in the region because of its tolerance to live and accommodate different people, irrespective of their backgrounds and lifestyles. Now, this is attributed to a number of factors: civilization, cultural values, and the relationship between her past cultural leaders with the colonial masters, which gave it an edge over other cultural institutions in terms of exposure. However, its geopolitical location at the center of Uganda's political evolution cannot be underestimated about its influence in Uganda's political governance. In tonight's special report, we also explore the inseparable nationalistic bondage between Muganda and his Kabaka. What causes that uniqueness? Let's have the report.
Uganda is known for its unique cultures, norms, and the indoctrination of her people to the foundation laid by their ancestors. In Uganda, Kabaka is the titular head of culture norms. Nothing is done without first consulting him. This signifies his authority and respect accorded to him by his or her subjects. Buganda Kingdom puts emphasis on its cultural values. People are united under their clans. This symbolizes its cultural organization structures and the strength and power the Kabaka wields before his subjects.
We always mention the significance of culture and heritage during the Kabaka's birthday celebrations, and we tell the uninitiated that culture and heritage is instrumental in the development not only of the kingdom but of the country. The health campaigns that the Kabaka has spearheaded have significantly contributed to the well-being of the people, which is necessary or the precondition for any development to take place.
Like the English proverb states, that the strength of a child lies in its softness. The strength of Buganda Kingdom is seen in the strong bondage and love Muganda has for his Kabaka. The two are inseparable in times of inconveniences, not convenience. In our exclusive interview with the Speaker of Bataka Council, Augustine Chizito Mutumba reveals the untold connection between Muganda and the Kabaka.
The thriving of both of them depends on how good they relate to each other. The king relates well to his subjects, and the subjects relate well to the king. And this comes from the time when the king would have his army defend his people, and then they providing the manpower to defend their country and defend him.
We also examined why the Kabaka is referred to as Sabataka, literally meaning head of all clan leaders.
Now, through the clans, the Kabaka becomes the Sabataka. He became the Sabataka when they agreed to have a federal arrangement of governance. This was in Busuju. We had a number of clans that were fighting over Buganda. Each clan wanted to be superior to the others. Now, when Kabaka came to meet them in Inono, they agreed to share power. Kabaka took over the universal administration, governance of Buganda, and then the clan heads took over the internal affairs of clans.
Buganda has clans and each clan has got a clan head. But what is the essence of clans in Buganda culture?
You find out that we don't marry from our clans, neither does the king marry from his clan. They have a clan of Balangira, but they don't have a totem. And their leader sits in our meetings of the Oluchiko Lwabataka Abakulu Obusolya. The clan heads council, he sits within that clan council. Sabalangira. He's called Sabalangira. He's also appointed by the Kabaka to head the princes and the princesses on his behalf.
The cultures in Buganda Kingdom are tailored with taboos. This means one to commit a taboo, he or she has committed incest. But what happens when one falls a victim of incest?
Buganda ojja bisiŋŋaana nga tugamba bugambi tokikola tolinnya kusiga tosekula kiru naye kati bayamba ddala abaana abato okubeera nga babeera mu mbeera kakati mu mbeera eyo yo obuwango bwaffe bwagendanga butereeza amateeka gagendanga gateekebwa naye amateeka ago nga gasibibwa mu tokola kino mu mbeera y'okuba nti nno namale tajja kufumbirwa male mutumba tajja kufumbirwa nansereko tajja kuwasa nansereko tebajja kuba bakika kimu olaba nti nno waliwo oluganda olwo.
Despite Buganda having her culture and norms, due to increasing technology, some people have adopted Western cultures. This, in one way or the other, is dissolving the original culture of Buganda. However, Namwama says as clan leaders, measures are being hatched to counter the Western culture that is eroding Buganda's cultural norms and values.
One of the factors is the invasion by the colonialists. Colonialists brought in their would-be superiority, and they thought they were bringing what is theirs that was superior. They made us to think that ours is inferior. Up to now, many people find even their names to be inferior, the local names. They want to be called the Mzungu names. This is the brainwashing that came with it. So all this brainwashing that came with it is doing us a disservice, and we're just washing this back.
To strengthen the institution of Owa Kabaka, each clan has a task it plays before Kabaka. A case in point, the Buffalo clan, Mbogo, lifts the Kabaka to his throne. Every coronation, they demonstrate the task given to the clan.
For instance, the installation of the Kabaka in Inagalabi, many clans, a number of clans have got roles to play. The Mamba clan, the Lugave clan, the Mbogo clan, the Kobe clan, the Nkima clan. You have a role to play. And then you find the Mamba, Nankere, they have a role to play. And even after the installation, there are many things there are many works. Almost all the works are done. I don't know whether, but except the eating, the Kabaka eats by himself, but everything that brings the food to his table is done by the clan hands.
Buganda Kingdom remains united on 5 pillars, and this story is based on the first pillar of to firmly protect and defend the throne. Justin Nakami, Andrew Sebira, UBC News.
Predict the outcome of 10 football games and win big with tickets at only 500 shillings. Play for this Friday's draw to stand a chance to win big with Sports Stake 10.
Buy your tickets at authorized shops on nationallottery.go.ug to download the app or simply dial *278#.
Ugandan National Lottery. Dream, play, win.
Participants must be 18 years or older. Play responsibly. The Uganda National Lottery is operated by Ituba Uganda and regulated by the National Lotteries and Gaming Regulatory Board.
Faith, love, miracles! Did you miss the recent Sifan Crusades? Don't worry! Christ for All Nations bring you 7 crusades closer to you. Powerful divine deliverance from bondages, yokes and curses. Salvational souls, family restorations and miraculous healings. Don't miss Kampala Lubanga District, Tororo, Pabo, Kaliro, Masindi, Soroti and Bidibidi Refugee Camp Crusades from June 24th to July 15th, 2024. Come and receive your miracle!
Gold. We all want it. That soft yellow glow of a subdued sun in your hands. That precious polish of elegance. To hold it is one thing, but to taste it is everything else. Relish the satisfying taste of a beer, unmatched in quality, unmatched in consistency, and with 23 Global Gold Awards. A beer unmatched in gold.
Welcome back from that break, and this is News Tonight here on UBC TV. Now, Ugandans have been called upon to embrace voluntary service to humanity under the Humanity Needs You campaign. The call was made as Uganda Red Cross prepares to mark 60 years of service in the country.
As Uganda Red Cross plans for its 60th anniversary, Ugandans are urged to join the Red Cross initiative of blood donation, monetary aid to help those facing political and climatic challenges.
How can Ugandans make a contribution? And so the whole campaign of Humanity Needs You is anchored around that. That as Ugandans, we can be the vanguards of making the Red Cross a sustainable institution. And what do we mean by that? All the people you normally see running around and giving a service, they are not staff. They are not staff. When we say staff, they are not full-time staff. So, in a year, we reach millions and millions of people.
Celebrating a milestone like this makes us not just happy, but even more committed to support a worthy cause like this. The theme is Humanity Needs You. That speaks directly to me, it speaks directly to you. What are you going to do after this event?
Uganda Red Cross also plans to set up a humanitarian fund to mobilize more finances.
We will go out all the captains of the industry before we launch this humanitarian fund. All captains of industry, whether in the banking sector, whether in the industrial sector, whether now we have even the mining sector, which is gaining ground, such that they buy into this idea.
Funding challenges were cited with over 1.6 million refugees available in the country, yet internal and external aid is inadequate.
The government makes a contribution, but not at the level that can keep us going to the level we want. So, of course, some corporates and companies, private companies in the country have supported us, but they always come in when there is a crisis. And at times it is too late, and you can't plan ahead of that arrangement.
Marion Awori and Mike Bakabulindi for UBC.
The Palliative Care Association of Uganda has donated assorted items to 8 government hospital palliative care units to aid cancer patients. Take a watch.
The specific essential medical sundries donated include gloves, adult dyers, cotton among others, handed over by the Executive Director, PCAU, at their head office in Chitende.
Community Health Program.
We have been providing these, and now this would crown up a number of horses that we have given, in total 13. And what we have given is only little. It cannot be sufficient to cover all the needs of the patients within these hospices, but at least as we commemorate 25 years, we commemorate with the patients in the community.
World Health Organization records show at least 700 of the 3,000 children in Uganda who receive a cancer diagnosis annually go to Uganda Cancer Institute for treatment, majority of whom remain in communities but need palliative care.
We also believe and think that more work needs to be done. We need to have more people, more institutions supporting the work of palliative care, to make sure that we have more people trained to provide palliative care, to make sure that we increase health facilities.
In Uganda, there are 34,008 new cases of cancer every year, of whom Uganda Cancer Institute receives only 20% of these cases. The Executive Director, PCAU, Mark Donald Mwesiga, says there is little access to such resources.
Some of them are not discharged to go home for cure, that they are cured, but some of them go home because their end of life is near. So you find somebody who has been in the hospital, they have been sick, they have been admitted, but now they are being told to leave the hospital to go back home. When they go home, they need some essential things.
In collaboration with the Ministry of Health, PCAU has accredited 230 medical facilities to offer palliative care services, including oral liquid morphine, in 100 districts of Uganda.
Most of this medicine you are talking about for severe pain also tends to be addictive. And so there must be controls to make sure that the people who access this medicine do not actually abuse it.
Palliative Care Association of Uganda, PCAU, is due to commemorate 25 years Silver Jubilee of coordinating and advocating for palliative care in Uganda.
To courts of law now, and the Anti-Corruption Court has heard the bail applications of the three legislators, Paul Akamba, Michael Mawanda, and Mudimi Wamakuyu, and two others, over the alleged offences of diversion of public funds and conspiracy to defraud. However, court adjourned the hearing to the 18th of July 2024 for prosecution to reply to the accused's application. We have more in this story.
Three legislators, including Michael Mawanda of Igara East Constituency, Ignatius Wamakuyu Mudimi, Elgon County, and Paul Akamba Busiki County, City Lawyer Julius Kiria Taitankoko, and Leonard Kavundira, the Principal Cooperative Office and the Ministry of Finance, have appeared at the Anti-Corruption Court to proceed with the corruption-related cases. The five allegedly diverted public funds with conspiracy to defraud over 7.3 billion shillings made for compensation of Bieka Growers Cooperative Society Limited. The case is before Chief Magistrate Joanna Achiro. Through their legal team, the accused asked court for bail.
I've now had adequate time to consult with the church persons, and we all have instructions to apply for bail today.
He has been a gracious worship to serve in that position since 2006. Before court, he has provided his identification of work.
He has a letter dated 8 July 2024 from the chairperson LC1.
They further presented sureties, including members of Parliament Dennis Nyangweso, Derek Kabura, among others, plus submitting land titles and bank statements, showcasing their financial stability.
FOS passport.
It's called Honorable Wambede. He has availed his 62 years of age. Our primary teachers at Busuwuzi Primary Teachers College. Busuwuzi Primary Teachers College is a government institution.
However, prosecution led by Adrian Asingwire prayed to court for more time to verify the documents and doing a background check on both the applicants and the sureties.
Where we are supposed to be able to confirm to court about the requirements in application for bail, which we are sure we cannot comfortably say we have done all the background checks, and we are sure, given the short time we have received these documents in court.
The defense lawyers had no objection in prosecution's prayers.
We appreciate the desire of the state to cross-check and verify. But while they do that, they should bear in mind the synchronicity of the accused freedoms.
Chief Magistrate Joanna Achiro adjourned the case to the 18th of July 2024 for further hearing. Prosecution alleges that Mawanda, Wamakuyu, Akamba, Kiria and Kavundira committed the offences between 2019 and 2023. Rebecca Natongo, Susan Inabugude, UBC News.
Now, the Ministry of Education and Sports, together with Korea Chamber of Commerce and Industry, are implementing the capacity building for industry demand-based technical vocational education and training project in Uganda. The Directorate of Industrial Training at the Ministry of Education and Sports, Dr. Patrick Byakatonda, says the focus of the program is competency, quality, relevance and skills development.
The Republic of Korea, through the Korea International Cooperation Agency, KOICA, is supporting the short-term training programs in automotive mechanics, plumbing, electro-installation, welding and fashion and design in 6 vocational training institutes of Ntinda, Chiliandongo, Nyakatale, Mobende, Yiganga and Arua. Heads of institutions, industrialists, experts from the Directorate of Industrial Training, those from Korea Chamber of Commerce and Industry are meeting to review the assessment training packages of the demand-driven short courses implemented under the KOICA and Ministry of Education and Sports.
Supporting so many activities, mainly they are supporting the 5 institutions in training, industrial-based training. They are also supporting DIT in developing of ATPs, and also developing the textbooks, in other words, the training manual. So that is what they are supporting DIT.
The Principal Ntinda Vocational Training Institute, Harriet Kagezi, says the revised assessment training packages will align to the demands of the industry.
Most of them are of the latest technologies. They need more latest technologies than the old technologies that we had. For example, in motor vehicle, yes, he can repair a vehicle, but he needs to be able to also use a simulator, for example. In electrical, I saw some of the demands where they need somebody with some more automation is required in electrical.
The project manager capacity building for industry demand-based TVET in Uganda, Dr. Choi Songik, says 1,200 youth have benefited from the project since its inception last year.
We trained 600 students last year, but 577 students finished our short-term course. And then among of them, maybe 74% they have a job in each department.
So that Kai and Henry Muganga, UBC News.
We'll now take another short break and return with the latest in business.
In a near 4 decades journey, the National Resistance Movement Party has been leading Uganda's transformation across spectrum. This week, we take stock of the remarkable achievements of NRM in shaping Uganda's destiny. NRM's commitment to human rights and political stability has fostered an environment where civil liberties are respected and every voice matters in shaping Uganda's future. Uganda's economic recovery has been remarkable given the political stability and prevailing security stand. Through strategic policies and investments, such as Emyoga, Bonabagagawale and the parish development model, Uganda has achieved sustained GDP growth, attracting foreign investment and fostering a conducive environment for business. With initiatives like universal primary education and healthcare reforms, millions of Ugandans have gained access to essential services previously out of reach. Additionally, the NRM's dedication to upholding human rights and ensuring political stability has laid the foundation for a thriving democracy and national unity. As we look back on 38 years of progress under the National Resistance Movement, it's clear that Uganda's journey is just beginning. Let's count and celebrate our achievements. Let's reflect and address our challenges. Let's commit and strive for a brighter future together. All these on your favorite weekly program, Behind the Headlines, this Wednesday.
All on your public broadcaster, UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Welcome back. Now let's have a look at the latest in business. The Microfinance Support Center is advancing its poverty eradication efforts by promoting apiculture among rural communities. This initiative complements the presidential drive for wealth and job creation in rural and urban areas. In Chifamba Sub-County, Rkidi District, Major General Rkidi Kiijanangoma of Operation Wealth Creation launched the Apiculture program, encouraging bee farmers to form associations to access financial support from government.
Government, through the Microfinance Support Center, has embarked on promoting apiculture among rural communities as part of its poverty eradication campaign. This initiative is an addition to the presidential initiative on wealth and job creation among rural communities. During the launch of the Apiculture Emyuga program in Chifamba Sub-County, Rkidi District, Major General Rkidi Kiijanangoma of Operation Wealth Creation urged bee farmers to form associations or groups to enable the government extend financial support from the Microfinance Support Center. He emphasized that forming such groups would help farmers access revolving funds, highlighting the significance of apiculture for communities.
Get money. Two, it can help you when you have a coffee project, like here, people grow coffee. The bees helps to make sure that they increase your yield in the coffee project. Three, it is medicine. You can use the honey as medicine to treat people in different diseases, which I don't know, but I've heard people say. We are trying to tell them to form up societies, groups, because of management. So many projects they have failed because there is no people organized themselves into groups.
The zonal manager of the Microfinance Support Center for Greater Masaka, Samson Kajina, stated that after the formation of different bee farm associations, the center will provide capacity building training in leadership, financial literacy and governance to ensure the effective and efficient use of funds to eradicate poverty at the household level.
We want to train them in governance, we want to train them in financial literacy, we want to train them on how they can use their money, how they can save to ensure that they fight hard and get out of poverty. These groups have now gained enough knowledge and skills and have good leadership. We shall also facilitate them and fund them with a government fund or Microfinance Support Center group loan at a very, very minimum rate of 8%. To ensure that they lend to their members.
Brenda Nagadia, the CEO of Friends Group of Companies, which collaborates with the Microfinance Support Center, explained the benefits that bee farmers can expect from this initiative.
I taught them about other benefits apart from honey. So in these hives, they expect to get wax, which is also sold, and they get money. We expect to get bee venom, which is also harvested even before you start harvesting honey, and they sell it. We also taught them that out of wax we can make soap, we can make Vaseline.
Bee farmers commended the government for boosting apiculture, noting that this support will also address challenges in value addition and quality in bee production, which have been significant hurdles in beekeeping. I'm Nafka Farida, reporting.
Rice farmers in Doho, eastern Uganda, are poised to enter the international market following a substantial boost from the Korean Program on International Agriculture. The program that has invested 3.7 billion shillings in aromatic rice, foundation seeds, fertilizers and machinery has revolutionized local farming practices in Butalija district. We have more in this story.
We have been growing our old traditional rice, benenego, ani.
For decades, Doho rice farmers in eastern Uganda have relied on native seeds and basic tools for farming, yielding insufficient rice that falls short of global market standards.
Our buyers come and say there is now a lot of rice in Kampala from Tanzania, from outside. So, because they think ours is inferior, they give us low price.
This has been effectively addressed by the Korean Program on International Agriculture, donating aromatic rice foundation seeds, fertilizers and machinery.
We donate 18 tons of foundation seed with 40 tons fertilizers and many machineries, power tiller, threshers, dry cleaners, and the other things also. And also we donate Korean-style transplanting line also.
Capacity 39 is very good seed using Kapashi program. So Kopia in Uganda will produce Capacity 39.
The support is a shift towards sustainable rice production in the region, promising high yields that will enable farmers access international market.
We are going to compete with the outside world. We are going to get seeds, very good seeds, Kafasi 1, Kafasi and PR. And with the fertilizers given, with the machinery which will help us do our work.
What remains is addressing post-harvest handling and branding.
Farmers have grown rice for a very long time, and they know how to grow rice, and they know how to eat rice. So this is the best place to brand rice, so that Ugandans can eat quality rice from Uganda.
After the Korean intervention, the quest to grow aromatic rice in Butaleja district has seen a significant number of farmers seeking to increase their supply.
Farmers have mentioned that they are early maturing, and then they have a slightly longer grain, which seems to be appreciated more by the market, especially the hotels and the restaurants, and also the fact that they have aroma.
Aromatic rice seeds were developed by National Agriculture Research Organization. They mature quickly and are disease tolerant.
The local super we have on the market takes 150 days in the garden, and that is nearly half a year. That's a long time for the farmer to wait to harvest. As Naro, we have developed early maturing varieties that also have the aroma. So our varieties take 90 to 100 days to mature.
Joseph Okou, UBC.
Sports news now, and the Federation of Uganda Football Associations, FUFA, convened a meeting Tuesday for the upcoming 2024 FUFA Super 8 tournament at the FUFA complex in Mengo. Now, the meeting was attended by chief executive officers from various clubs set to participate in the tournament.
Of the FUFA Super 8 pits Wakiso Giants.
The FUFA Super 8 tournament is drawing closer. On Tuesday, 9th July at the football headquarters in Mengo, a meeting was held and attended by CEOs from various clubs that are set to participate. The discussions aimed to ensure a smooth and well-organized tournament.
Today, the Federation of Football, through its competitions department, has unveiled the 2024 Super 8 League, which is one of the new products on the globe that the Federation unveiled recently. One, to give vibe to the after league, and also to promote the talent of the players, but more importantly, to give more players more playing time, and also to make sure that the big of the big are given preferential treatment to sieve out, because we've been grappling with the quality of the league where there were many teams and they were not at the same ranking. So we came up with a program where now the best of the best are again subjected to another round.
The FUFA Super 8 tournament serves as a precursor to the Star Times Uganda Premier League, featuring 8 top clubs from the recent league season. This format marks a shift from the previous editions, which included the top 6 teams from the Uganda Premier League and the top 2 teams from the FUFA Big League.
Today we were going through the regulations, agreeing to disagree, but eventually we all agreed and appended our signatures that let's get down to the water and swim and set this league at the memorable standards that the players want. We shall use 3 pitches, Kitende, Startimes, Lugogo Stadium, and then Nambole Stadium. And these will be played both at 4 o'clock and the night game.
Defending champions Bull FC will participate alongside SC Villa, Vipers, Chitara, KCCA, Maroons, and last year's runners-up, URA. Mashamira Victor, UBC News.
Organizers of the much-acclaimed Tusker Light Rwenzori Marathon have partnered with the Rotary Cancer Run purposely to up the ante against an illness that ravages Uganda.
The Tusker Light Rwenzori Marathon and the Rotary Cancer Run have announced a partnership aimed at raising awareness and funds in the fight against cancer.
In terms of financial contribution, that is something that we'll have a conversation internally, then get back to the Rotary team. But for now, it was majorly us having that collaboration, create a working relationship, and then the brand can see how we can further come in terms of financial contribution.
This collaboration brings together 2 of Uganda's most impactful fitness and health events, uniting their resources and audiences for a common cause.
One of the major objectives of Tusker Light Rwenzori Marathon is healthy living. And healthy living helps with actually combating what the Rotary Cancer Run is for.
The Tusker Light Rwenzori Marathon is known for promoting health, athlete support, talent discovery and climate change awareness in the Rwenzori region. It joins forces with the Rotary Cancer Run, which has been instrumental in fundraising for cancer treatment and awareness.
The most important thing for us here is that the reason we are doing this is that we totally believe this is a no-compete area. We are not competing. We are in this for the cause as opposed for brand marshals and fighting each other. But above all, we hope that this whole culture of well-being becomes part and parcel in terms of work.
The biggest target from the Cancer Run is to build a world-class treatment plant in Nsambya. For this project that is expected to be achieved by 2027, close to 9 billion shillings, of which 4 is already available, is required. The Tusker Light Rwenzori Marathon, which is now a World Athletics certified event, is due on 24th August 2024, while the 13th Rotary Cancer Run will happen a day later. Many that take part in the Tusker Light Rwenzori Marathon in Kasese will engage in the Cancer Run over the same 5 and 10 kilometers, while the main Cancer Run starts and ends at Kolo Ceremonial Grounds. Statistics in Uganda point to 350,000 people diagnosed annually, with close to 220,000 people dying of several cancer.
John Barnes Sentamu reporting there, and of course that story brings us to the end of this bulletin. Thank you so much for having kept us company. On sign language, it has been Senyomo Yusuf, and I'm Rkidi Kiijanangoma. But do remember that our second and final bulletin tonight comes your way at 10 p.m. But for now, I'll leave you with Nanteza Juliet with the weather forecast for tomorrow.
Victoria Benson woke up with scattered showers, while elsewhere sunny intervals dominated. Then later on in the afternoon, most areas had thunder showers. My name is Juliet Nanteza with the latest weather forecast from Uganda National Meteorological Authority. When we take a look at the satellite imagery, it shows that we still have a high on South Africa, and this is pulling the rain belt south of the continent. We also have the Kong air mass, and that is enhancing the western region. We also have a spillover from Indian Ocean. In the morning, we expect Central to wake up with light showers in most areas. Eastern, we also expect to wake up with light showers in most areas. The western stretch, we expect Kasese and Masindi to wake up with light showers. Elsewhere, we expect sunny intervals. In the north, Gulu, we expect to wake up with sunny intervals, and elsewhere, we expect to wake up with light showers. Temperatures in the afternoon are expected to rise to 27, that is for Masaka and Kampala. Elsewhere, we expect a maximum of 28 with light showers. Eastern areas along Lake Victoria Basin, we expect a maximum of 27, and elsewhere we expect a maximum of 29 with light showers. The western stretch, Kasese towards Masindi, we expect a maximum of 29 and 28. Kabale Highlands, we expect a maximum of 24 with light showers. In the north, we expect a maximum of 29 to 28 in most areas with thunder showers. For some of the world cities, Dubai, we expect a maximum of 45 with sunny intervals, and Nairobi, we expect a maximum of 22 with sunny intervals. Cairo, we expect a maximum of 42 with sunny conditions, and London, we expect a maximum of 23 with cloudy conditions. That's all we had for you from Uganda National Meteorological Authority. Stay tuned and stay blessed.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Predict the outcome of 10 football games and win big with tickets at only 500 shillings. Play for this Friday's draw to stand a chance to win big with Sports Take 10.
Buy your tickets at authorized shops on nationallottery.go.ug to download the app or simply dial *278#.
Ugandan National Lottery. Dream, play, win.
Participants must be 18 years or older. Play responsibly. The Uganda National Lottery is operated by Ituba Uganda and regulated by the National Lotteries and Gaming Regulatory Board.
Faith, love, miracles! Did you miss the recent Sifan crusades? Don't worry! Christ for All Nations bring you 7 crusades closer to you. Powerful divine deliverance from bondages, yokes and curses. Salvation of souls, family restorations and miraculous healings. Don't miss Kampala Nubaka District, Tororo, Pabo, Kariro, Masindi, Soroti and Bidibidi Refugee Camp Crusades from June 24th to July 15th, 2024. Come and receive your miracle!
The Uganda National Oil Company, UNOC, is wholly owned by the Government of Uganda and was established to safeguard and promote Uganda's commercial interests in the petroleum sector. UNOC has 2 subsidiaries, the Uganda Refinery Holding Company, URHC, which will hold a 40% stake in the 60,000 barrel per day refinery and manage the development of Kabalega Industrial Park, and the National Pipeline Company Limited, NPC, in charge of pipelines, storage, and downstream business ventures. This subsidiary holds 15% interest in the East African Crude Oil Pipeline, ECOP. ECOP is a 1,445-kilometer long pipeline that will transport crude oil through 10 districts in Uganda to the port of Tanga in Tanzania. UNOC is also actively engaged in crude oil exploration, development, and production activities, and its participation role includes a 15% stake in the Tilenga, Nwoya, and Bulisa, and Kingfisher Development Projects, Chikure. UNOC also holds the exploration license for Kasuruban Block in Hoima, Bulisa, and Masindi. UNOC currently owns and manages the Ginger Storage Terminal and will build a 320 million litre capacity terminal in MPG called the Kampala Storage Terminal. At UNOC, we're harnessing the potential of Uganda's petroleum resources, forging a sustainable future and preserving the natural beauty of Uganda. UNOC, your partner in Uganda's oil and gas industry.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Hello everyone, and thank you for joining me for this new edition of Business Africa. On our show today, we focus on the digital developments in Africa, and we will discuss with Aissatou Ami Touré, a great specialist in mobile payment on the continent. But first, let's get on with the show with our top stories today. Resisting a new wave of maritime piracy in eastern Somalia is the #1 priority for Puntland's Maritime Police Force.
Now we have orders to finish them. They don't have power, only sneaking in small groups like 2, 3, 5 or 10 individuals and God willing. We will end them soon.
All your lessons and notes at your fingertips. This is the revolution proposed by the educational platform Huawei, which is expanding rapidly in Guinea and the sub-region.
Every morning I check the attendance on my phone, not with a paper register. It also helps me bring up the students' grades at the end of each month after I've finished evaluating the pupils.
Ancestral know-how fallen into disuse finds a dynamic succession. A Beninese designer brings indigo loincloth back to life.
The indigo currently in vogue was made in record time. It takes its place entirely.
And we open this edition with the resurgence of piracy off the coast of Somalia. Since November 2023, multiple incidents and hijackings have taken place in the Somali basin. Several potential pirate camps have been identified on the coast between Zafun and the village of Garakad. Their activities can take them up to more than 600 nautical miles from eastern Somalia. Our correspondent Abdul Kadir Fudey has been following the efforts of the Puntland Maritime Police to combat this threat and filmed this report.
Puntland Maritime Police forces are stepping up their fight against the resurgence of piracy off the coast of Somalia. Officers say this action comes in response to recent incidents where pirates have hijacked vessels, posing a renewed threat to the global economy and particularly impacting Somalia's economic stability. The forces are now actively working to curb this piratical revival by safeguarding maritime traffic, especially ensuring the protection of ships docking at Bosaso Port, Puntland's commercial hub.
Pirates are back due to the election time in Puntland because the government was facilitating elections and many challenges were surrounding the authorities, whether they were from the opposition or from the terrorism. So the government focused on the land. Now we have orders to finish them. They don't have power, only sneaking in small groups like 2, 3, 5 or 10 individuals and God willing. We will end them soon.
Pirates venturing into distant waters to hijack ships complicates the mission of the Puntland's maritime forces. However, the drive to protect Somalia's economy energizes them to persist in their maritime patrols.
They have started hijacking from far waters about